Yo, what's going on, guys? Your boy Vita here, back on the Madden 16. Today I'm bringing you guys the final play out of the Empty Panther. And today is going to be like the running plays, which includes the wide receiver screen. So we're going to start off with the wide receiver screen. All you really want to do is you want to have your best blockers on the right, obviously, and the guy on the far right is going to be who you're giving the screen to. So we're going to have Ted again there since he's the quickest. And you also want to have someone who's a decent receiver over here because he's going to run a route, and if the screen is covered, then we're going to be hitting one of these two guys. One of them's going to be in a smoke screen, the other one's going to be in a corner route. So you definitely still want to have someone who's going to be able to run a route over here, and then just your quickest guy over all the way on the end. So we're going to come out in the wide receiver screen, pick a random play. So all we're going to do is snap the ball, and we're just going to see what the screen looks like. And if we're not liking the screen, then we're going to look over at X and Y, or we're going to hit, we're going to hit either X or Y. If Y gets open when he breaks, we're going to hit him. If not, we're going to hit X, or we're going to hit B if the screen is open. We're going to snap the ball, we're going to wait a second, and then we're going to hit the screen because the screen was open. Now, a lot of people think that because it's a screen, you have to get the ball off right away. In wide receiver screens, it's the exact opposite. You have to wait, and you have to let your blocks develop. If you pass it and throw it right away, like I'm going to right now, then they're going to be all over it. And right there, we got Lucky Ted getting broke off like 9 tackles. But if you snap it and throw it right away, they're going to be all over it. You have to wait for the blocks to start to develop. So we're going to snap the ball. We're going to wait a second. Everyone's going to get into position, and then we're going to go ahead and get the ball off. But Anthony Barr kind of sniffed that out, and Anthony Barr has a better block shed than they have run blocking, apparently. Or impact blocking is what helps them block down the field like that. So we're going to snap the ball, and this looks like it's man coverage. But it's fine, and Greg Olsen's going to whiff on his block because he's a douchebag. But that's what I mean. You have to wait a couple seconds and let them get adjusted to their man. See, we wait, let all the blocks move over there, and I probably should have got that off a little bit sooner. You just want to let everyone get to a position where they should be. We're going to snap the ball. Everyone's in a pretty decent position, so we're going to actually pan the ball off, and I don't know what I was doing right there. We probably could have been able to run it for a little bit more if I wouldn't have just immediately ran inside for some reason. The screen really is that easy. Snap the ball, let everyone run over to their position, and then you throw the ball over there. And thankfully, Ted Ginn broke a nice little tackle right there. But I'm going to pause it and show you guys what I mean by you got to let everyone run over there. Because you're going to notice when I snap the ball, everyone is going to run over to where they have to block. See, we snap the ball. We have Greg Olsen, and we have number 74 running up there, our one of our linemen. So that does mean we have less linemen blocking. So someone's going to scream, probably no matter what. So you definitely want to get it off before they come in, but you want to wait until last possible second to get the ball off. That way you have enough blockers down the field. So we wait long enough for Greg Olsen and for your offensive lineman to be somewhere in the area before you get the ball off. That way you're going to have the best possible blockers. And it really is that simple. Now, this is goal line, so we're going to snap the ball, and we're actually going to see that Y is going to be getting open in man coverage as well. And if people are coming out in like cover 3 blitzes, then X will also be open because he's like in the same smoke screen route that B is, but there's no one to block for him. So we'll snap the ball. If the screen looks covered, we'll wait, and then we'll hit Y. And that was man coverage. It was a one-on-one situation though, so it wasn't really that risky. But it's a lot better to throw it to a one-on-one situation in a Y, a high pass, than it is to have a chance of getting lurked over hitting it to the screen. We're actually going to wait, and we're going to get it off the screen. So all you got to do is just wait enough time for the screen to be open, and it's going to be good from there. But like I said, sometimes if the screen looks bad, you might have to hit X or Y. This time the screen actually looks pretty good. I probably had that a little bit longer than I wanted to because I was kind of hoping that I could get it to Y so I can show you guys how open that gets in man coverage. But he got bumped pretty far down the field, and this is zone coverage, or I'm sorry, man coverage, and Y was open. But I wouldn't necessarily suggest running a screen situation. Anyways, so this is going to be like 3-man deep, and screens will never ever work at 3-man deep to your wide receiver because everyone's in man coverage and everyone's backed up. So no one is going to immediately crash down for them to be blocked. Okay, so you see everyone's going to stay up top, which means that as soon as we pass this, then they're going to crash down. And that's not what you want. So this definitely does not work in 3-man deep. I would definitely be looking over at the Y receiver and right. Oh my God! Can we just get the ball off now? I was trying to hit my Y receiver, but I guess I didn't have enough time, or I waited too long. My wide receiver was actually in man coverage, and he was wide open after he broke. And I know I make the play look a lot worse as time goes on, because I'm trying to show you guys every read. But you see our wide receiver is wide open. We definitely would have hit B right there, because we see the guy screaming up the middle. We see Kendricks is coming up the middle, so we definitely got to get this ball off to the screen. And everyone is in a close enough position to pick up a block, so we would definitely get that off to the screen. So I'm going to run the screen one more time here before I jump into the next video, or the next play in this video. And that's just going to be right there. So then the next play is actually going to be the quarterback draw. And the quarterback draw is actually really, really good this year. It was alright last year, but I run it a lot more often this year because it's really good. You're coming out in an empty formation, so it's telling them that, you know, you have no extra blockers. The defense, they're learning that you have no extra blockers. And this is really, really good against people that are only blitzing like 3 or 4 people. So we do cover 4 drop, and this play is very, very good against something like cover 4 drop. And of course, I make it look pretty bad right there. I'm actually going to pick a random play in a second here, but this is really, really good against whenever they're only blitzing a few amount of people, as they're just getting really good block sheds. I'm going to play in practice mode because I'm not getting any pancakes for some reason, and usually as soon as you're on this play, you like at least 1 pancake. But what I like about this is you can instantly cut it outside because you have like full control of where you want to go. Cam Newton is actually really slow for some reason in this game. When I run this with Vic, I just burn everyone, as no one can pick up a block right there. Wow, Cam's actually pretty fast right here. But what's good is when you snap the ball, you can immediately go into any direction. And this does actually work really, really good against quarters. We're just not seeing it here, unfortunately. Is right there. We're going to bump off of our lineman. But I do promise you that this is a pretty good play. If it was a bad play, I wouldn't show you guys it, or I would tell you, you know, it's very situational. And this play kind of is situational, but I find it works more often than not, oddly enough. This play actually is usually good for somewhere between 8 or 9 yards, depending on the defense you're up against. You know, if you're playing against a defense that's crowding the box, you obviously want to audible to something like stick, because it's probably not a good idea to run this against a defense that's crowding the box, obviously. That's really it for the QB draw. There's not really much to talk about. You know, you snap the ball, you make the read, you just run whichever way you can if it's open. Not, you know, you just slide and just accept the fact that they beat you on that one. The other play is the jet sweep, and I think the jet sweep is horrible this year, and I'm going to show you guys. I'm actually going to put Ted Ginn there so I could put, like, my best person I could possibly have there. I'm going to flip it. And now we have Ted Ginn. And no matter what I do, I can never really seem... That always happens right there, where they always get an instant block shed off the side. Even whenever not even just in practice mode, anytime I try running this play, even online, they just instantly get a block shed on the side. You're going to see that's 2 out of 2 times so far they do that. So I really wouldn't suggest running this play. Sometimes you can get lucky and you could cut it up the middle, kind of like that. That's really the only time I can ever get yards in this, whenever you could cut it up through the A gap or the B gap. But anytime you hit the edge like the play is designed to, pretty much instant block shed like you see right there. And we got lucky that Ted Ginn broke off like 7 tackles right there. But, you know, it is what it is. This play just isn't really that good. They usually, like, instantly block shed as soon as you hit the edge. So you really have to cut upfield if you're really interested in this. And I'm going to show you guys that right now. As soon as you get the ball, you instantly just point up on the stick. It's really the only way to even basically break even. And, yeah, this play is basically completely useless. But that's really it for the video, guys. So if you guys liked the video, give it a like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. It's going to be down in the description below, as always.